We're done for. Everyone get out.
Greetings sailors, welcome to a viewer Warships replay. Today we have this Warspite game from Hunter Master 1. Now this is the first Warspite replay I've actually featured, and I don't own it myself, so most of what I know about it is second hand. The reason I don't own it myself is because thus far it's only ever been available as part of a bundle where the price was just too high for me, basically. So I'd like to own one, but until the price comes down a bit, no. Sadly, that's not going to happen. Now, a couple of things I do know about it, and one of them is the people I know that do own it either love it or really don't like it much at all. And it might just be a playstyle thing because it's slow, it has a horrible turret turn rate, and the range of the guns isn't particularly great. However, for a battleship, it is actually pretty accurate, and it has the unique ability to actually repair a lot more citadel damage than other battleships. In fact, I think it can repair citadel damage as if it was light damage, basically. So, damage caused by fires or penetrating hits. I will also say, this is not the best battleship game you're ever going to see. Although, in terms of Hunter Master's aiming skills, he is really very perfectly competent. You'll see he manages to aim the guns on this very well, and I think the reputed accuracy of these guns, we might get to see some of that in this game. I don't know, maybe this is an outlier, maybe this is just what the Warspites are like. But in terms of his positioning and awareness, I think he needs to work on things a little bit. But hey, this is how we learn. We look at stuff that we've done, mistakes that we've made, and we think, how can I do better next time? So this is one of the first mistakes that's happened already. He's taken a torpedo in the nose, and in a battleship, well, maybe because it's a slow battleship, it makes life a bit harder, but having taken that first torpedo, knowing there are enemy destroyers about, and this isn't even the one that was seen, but knowing that there are enemy destroyers about, taking the course that he's on is highly risky, let's put it that way. And although this Nicholas is basically throwing his ship away, he's managed to get torpedoes out, and that's another hit. And now Hunter Master is flooding, and his damage control party is on cooldown. So this is bad. Now, he's immediately popped a repair so that the repair negates at least some of the flooding damage, but you're going to get to see the power of flooding damage right here. He is taking a lot of damage. The repair has almost totally been negated by this point, and he's going to take a lot more damage still. He's got at least another 10 seconds of flooding, but he's actually not even going to remember to hit the repair button when it comes back up. Or the damage control, rather. So, yeah, that's a bit of a problem. Now, the Bliskovita just pops out from behind the island at that point, but his allies are going to take care of that, although they did just lose the Ognavoy in the process. And he's still flooding. Oh, this is not good. He's now below half health. However, this Königsberg, well, he's also close enough to drop torpedoes, although that's towards the edge of his range. So, as he's the squishier target, as Hunter Master doesn't have to turn his guns, he's actually going to go pow, pow, pow. There we go. So that's his second kill. And that just leaves the Wyoming down here because the Bliskovita just got taken out by his allies. Now he has finally repaired. And it might just be he didn't notice the repair came back. I can't possibly imagine that he let himself continue to flood deliberately. That would just be, I don't even know. That would not make any sense. So now he's going to get his guns round on this Wyoming, and this is almost a ship where it's quicker to turn your entire ship around than it is to re-aim the turrets, because they just take so long to turn. It's a bit ridiculous. But between this battleship firepower down here, they've easily overcome everything. It's just Hunter Master has taken a heck of a lot of damage in the process, more than he needed to. So the team in the north, meanwhile, well, they've got a Gnevny that's going to go down very, very soon, and a Königsberg who isn't going to last that much longer either. So it pretty much just is these ships now pressing up from the south. So the team in the north won their side, the team in the south have won their side, and now it just remains to be seen who's going to walk away the victor, because this is quite close. Although they are slightly ahead on points at this stage, because the Wyoming was unlucky enough to be the only battleship down there, basically. So we fast forwarded a couple of minutes at this point. This is a slow ship. He spots this Omaha up here, and oh, well, there's the other Nicholas. Now, I will say, again, his awareness may be lacking a little bit because we can see clearly the smoke's up there. So even if he didn't know the Nicholas was there, there's only one destroyer left on the enemy team, and there's only one possible place they could have been if the smoke was there. However, the Nicholas, luckily for Hunter Master, completely screws up his torpedo drop and is now dead. So that threat is just totally out of the way. So that's fine. No more destroyers, although a couple of the enemy cruisers are still torpedo capable. So we're going to skip ahead again a little bit because he's looking for shots here and not getting any. And I'm not actually quite sure why he did at this stage use a spotter plane, to be quite honest. I mean, it would have given him more warning about the destroyer being in that smoke. But for whatever reason, he decided not to. He's just chugging forwards, looking for shots. And it's kind of come down to almost battleship versus battleship, although the enemy team has more cruisers left at this stage, and this might actually be quite decisive. So he's just going to pull around the headland. The Cleveland is with him. The Colorado and his New Mexico allies are actually... well, the Colorado is coming through that middle bit where it used to just be a solid island. And the New Mexicos, I think, are just staying more at range. And I don't know, maybe they could have pressed up. They could have put some pressure on. But as it is, that was a very nice salvo. So that is the fourth kill for Hunter, and one more and you can get one of the new medals, the Kraken Awakes medal, which is 5 kills and above. So possibly that was the Warspite's guns right there. Maybe that is what Warspite drivers that love it, that's one of the reasons why they love it, because the guns can produce those kinds of results. Next up is a Pensacola. He's got the side of this guy and another Citadel, plus 3 pens, so not quite just wiping him out of the water, but that was a lot of damage. A lot of damage. Although, rather than finish him off, Hunter then switches focus to the Omaha. Now, this could be because he just doesn't want to have to turn these turrets because they're so very slow. And he can also get more guns on the Omaha. Although, if it was me, I might have fired my front turrets at the Pensacola and my rear turrets at the Omaha. And instead he goes for a full volley against the Omaha. And unless he gets very unlucky, it's going to kill him, and it does. So there's his Kraken. And that's a Confederate medal as well. So that's 3 medals because he's had a devastating strike at this point as well. So now he's turning his attention back to the Pensacola. But he's committing yet another error at this point. And it really is only luck that's letting him get away with it. The Nagato, if you look at the minimap, is now really in a perfect position to give him broadside shots. And there goes the Pensacola, another Citadel. And it really is only the fact that Nagato has been so focused on his allies that's prevented that from happening. So, yes, that was a painful, painful mistake. And, of course, he can't get any more health back at this stage because he basically burned a repair for free trying to survive that torpedo hit when he was flooding and took unnecessary damage there even so. So, like I've said, his shooting has been very good this whole battle through. But his awareness of other things that are going on, maybe not quite so much. But hey, you learn from your mistakes. At least, ideally, you look at these kind of games that you have and you think, what could I have done better? How could I have played smarter here? And in this case, I mean, I think his use of the guns has been fine. It's just his positioning could have been a bit better. However, it's now come down to this Nagato versus his entire division. In fact, both New Mexicos are still alive, and the Colorado that's on their team. So, yes, he's a lot better angled now, by the way, but he's going to take another 12,000 damage? Even so. The armor on the Warspite's not fantastic. Even angled, you'll bounce some shots, but not all shots. So there we go. He puts the salvo out, and bam! Final Citadel, and that was a high caliber as well. Going on to the scores, we can see that he got 8 Citadels in that one, and that's actually pretty good in a battleship. You want those kind of results. He also got a Dreadnought, medal for taking quite so much damage, which, yeah, he possibly didn't need to. I think quite a lot of the damage he did take there could have been avoided, especially if he'd been paying more attention to his damage control party cooldown. He would have avoided a lot of flooding damage in that one. He also did a lot of damage himself, to be fair. That was 120,000 just about. But it was a lot tougher of a fight than it need have been, especially at the end there. If he'd been unlucky and that second Nicholas had torped him, he possibly would not have survived against the Nagato, although I think they would have won anyway. But, I mean, if you can learn to shoot your guns, then you can definitely also learn to pay attention to where you're going and to think about courses that you're taking in a battleship and what to do when there's a destroyer nearby, and paying attention to stuff like the angling of enemy battleships and your angling relative to them, and whether there's smoke around, and avoiding going through passages when you think there might be torpedoes in the water and all that kind of thing. You know, that's just a matter of practice and paying attention. And having looked at some of the things that Hunter did wrong in this one, hopefully he can take this look at his game through somebody else's eyes and think about things that he can improve and do better in future. So hopefully you have enjoyed this one. If you have, you can hit the like button, you can leave any comments below, you can subscribe to my channel, and as always, stay tuned for more.